horrible story out of South Africa. 3 so-called, and I use this term only because this is the way it's being discussed in the story, 3 so-called gay and effeminate teens have died after being starved, tortured, and killed at a camp that promised to turn them into men. There are pictures which you can find of Raymond Bees, 15 years old, taken a couple of years ago, and they show this skeletal, emaciated figure fighting for his life. And 10 weeks prior to that, the parents had signed him up to the Echo Wild Game Rangers. This is a training course in South Africa. At the time, he was in perfect health. In the hospital, he was malnourished. He was dehydrated. His arm was broken in 2 places. There were burns and wounds all over his body. He lay in intensive care for 4 weeks until he died. And now, the general of this training course, Alex de Koker, 49 years old, and an employee, Michael Erasmus, 20 years old, are on trial for charges of murder, as they should be, as well as child abuse and neglect, along with 2 cases of assault with intent to do grievous bodily harm in relation to the death of this individual. Now, the teen's death is alleged to have been the 3rd among the Afrikaans children who attended the $2,400 course. These courses have been advertised since back in 2006. And this is Bui's mother said, "I sent my son on this course to make him a better man, to give him a better future. I trusted Alex de Koker with his life. And the claims from the individual, Gerard Oosthuizen, who shared a tent with Bui's, says that Bui's was chained to his bed every night. He was refused permission to go to the bathroom. He was forced to eat his own excrement. This is torture at the highest level. And the crazy thing is that these are not the first allegations that this was going on at this training camp. There were allegations that predate this from 4 years earlier of 2 other individuals who also died while at this training camp. The allegations were, well, they died for other reasons. It was a heart attack, and then another one died from actually both allegedly dying of a heart attack. And then it turns out one died from a seizure, dehydration, and he was bleeding from the brain. And the other appeared to have been choked with a seatbelt. Disgusting story and so many questions. Why would the parents send their child to this after there were pre-existing cases? Why didn't the individual lose his license for his torture chamber the first time somebody died there? A lot of questions that are unanswered right now.
I don't even know where to begin. This is such an insane story. I literally can't even wrap my head around it.
It just doesn't make any sense. And
Right.
It's hard to even comment because there are just so many obvious questions here that it just makes absolutely no sense. I just don't even know where to go with this. What's clear is that these individuals hopefully will be found guilty here, assuming that all the evidence is true. There's a lot of evidence. These are some of the lowest of the low. And if their objections to homosexuality are religious, if they are, we don't know, how could they possibly believe that this behavior is the way to get to heaven? Even the most perverted view of the Bible, if that is what matters to them, which has no bearing legally, of course, I couldn't find any way to argue that the Bible suggests treating these individuals this way is the way to get to heaven.
No. But like we talk about, people make their own interpretations.
Absolutely.